Okay, so the thing about Noob Saibot is that it may look like he's a space control character with zoning tools and zoning options, but in reality, he's actually a rushdown character. Um, the buttons that he has all are very, very good, and very progressive because he took a 9-frame advancing high goes pretty far, right? He has a 9-frame mid as well. With a few characters, the 9-frame mid also goes really far as well, right? He has really godlike pokes. His pokes are some of his stronger traits. Like all of his pokes are really good. Every single last one of them. And another one of his stronger traits is that he has crushing blows on both of his throws, right? Both of them, which means some of his setups can be really, really cheap. One of the other things is that oh, people told me to turn the game off. Going down, I can do that. So one of the other things that is really strong about him is that he has a 7-frame punish. This is standing one. He has an 8-frame punish as well. This is also a meterless launcher, right? So not only does it mean his punish game is very, very strong, he also has access to an auto shimmy as well. Let's see. Am I too quiet? Is it good? We good? It's like you guys can hear me like good enough, right? Yeah, it's good enough, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so like his punish game is really good with his 7-frame one standing one, and he has safe ways to confirm into the overhead. Granted, this can be flawless blocked. If they block it, it sets up really really nice space control on it, right? Really really nice spacing, right? They have to go all the way over there, right? So he has really good buttons. He has a nice little auto shimmy. At higher level, you can kind of OS it. But this is really good if you say you do down one and throw, right? And people are waiting for the crushing blows. You can do down one, auto shimmy, and people tend to get clipped by the second part of it, and you can hit confirm it. Let's see. So like people get hit by that, and then you can like do that. At least it's in seeing double, right? So this is the seeing double variation. We'll first go over this one. But like I said, so he has really really solid pokes with these. This grants him literally free spacing and it's disjointed as well, so people can't really hit it. That's a safe confirm, and it's kind of disjointed as well. You can space it, it's really hard to punish. A lot of characters can punish it if they know you're going to do it. And he has this little low. It's like alright. For the range of covers, it's like alright. It's pretty good. But yeah, generally speaking, he has a bunch of these space control tools, but he wants to keep pushing you toward the corner. He doesn't exactly want to zone you out. He wants to like really, really start pushing you towards the corner because when he puts you in the corner, that's when he starts getting really, really intense combos, right? So we'll go over some. We'll start with seeing double, right? So seeing double is all about this low clone mainly, right? So you pretty much have this useless move right here. It's unblockable and it's short. It restands them and it takes away their meter and stuff, right? But it's pretty slow. The biggest trait about seeing double is the fact that he can meter burn this now. Because of that, it literally sets up like free spacing for him, and a lot of his 9-frame mid just from him doing it is now safe. And you have to take it as well. That's the biggest thing, right? If you get hit by this, it's about 20% of your life instantly. The damage on the low shadow is kind of astronomical. Does massive amount of damage. Like look, the meterless damage here is just that's 25% of your life for me, like punishing you, right? It's really, really, really good stuff, right? Land 42 is like 25% still, anyways, right? Some of the perks about, like I said, the biggest perk about what do you call it? This variation is that his 4-2-2-1 becomes a string that becomes your best friend now, right? And the other variation, it's like an okay string, but in this variation, it's literally your best friend because you now get this mind game where you can do something like that. That's safe, or you can, and they have to take that. They can't jump that, and just look at the spacing you're at when you do that, right? That this right out in and out of its by itself is a mind game because he can do shit like this. He can do, and then take another turn. If they're waiting for the low shadow after this, you can do take another turn really quick. It's really really good stuff, and like if you decide to opt to just go for that, no character can hit you. So if they try to whiff punish you or something, right? Let's say I set them to block. Oh shit. Oh. So, right? I'm gonna try to hit it. Yeah, you just get clipped, right? He can literally just do whatever he wants. Oh, one thing to add is that some of his crushing blow requirements get really buffed in this variation as well, right? So he already has this really strong, like if you know you're gonna punish somebody, this crushing blow is really nice if you know you're gonna it's a counter hit punish. And every single hit that you do in seeing double, if you meter burn this, you're getting two shadows, right? So that means he gets access in this variation to this crushing blow as well, which is, like I said, massive amount of damage. Like any punish results in like massive amount of damage instantly, right? Crazy damage. Like landing a jump in. Sorry, you can like do this. Sorry, yeah. This is crazy damage as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like 42%, right? So yeah, in this variation, he uses this string a lot because it allows him to literally set up spacing for free. So he can kind of spam it a lot. He can stagger it as well, just doing 42, which is only -1. Start his throw game. He can do standing one. Start his auto shimmy, standing one. Going to pressure. He can be cheeky and mess with the flawless block setup because you can flawless block this, right? But if you try to flawless block it, then you get clipped by that, right? So it's safe and he pretty much gets access to a lot of strings. Now you do lose a lot more damage mid-screen, but like I said, this character wants to, even though he spaces you out a lot and it looks like he has a lot of spacing moves, he wants to push you toward the corner. Because when he puts you in the corner, like I said, that's where he shines, right? So let's see what happens when we have him in the corner, right? So now when we're here, we have access to our throw loop, right? We have a nice little throw loop going, right? And people don't want to keep taking this, which means if they, try to tech it, then you can catch them off guard with the auto shimmy, right? Now, mid-screen in this variation, you only get like a few hit points. I recommend just doing that. It's the safest option because sometimes the second part you fall out. Like they'll sometimes fall out, like right there, like they'll fall out. So I recommend the safest option to do is just this, most consistent. It works against everybody. But if you figure out the timing to get all three hits, like that's pretty good too. You can figure out the timing. It's really, really hard though. Let me see if we can get it. Oh my god. We'll try to land it. Yeah, there we go. So if you can get all three hits, you get an extra 40%. But I wouldn't risk it. I would just go for the one and then just low shadow, right? So like I said, in the corner now, this becomes a lot more dangerous because especially in this variation, because not only are you now adding to your shadow counter very easily, right? You could match this amount of damage now in the corner. That was off the auto shimmy by itself. This is off of this is literally like if it's just like no meter, that was 32% from like a meterless launcher, and that's safe as well. That's the biggest thing too. Like this auto shimmy, even if they block it, it's only -4, right? And he gets access to something even more cheap in this variation that he doesn't get in the other variation, because he can do this and like steal another turn, right? The reason why he's allowed to steal another turn is because if the opponent tries to mash in between this, you can just check them. That stagger becomes so dangerous because not only is it safe, they get launched if they get hit by that. So if they pretty much, let's say we set them to stance, right? If they like block that and then they try to like mash between that, they get clipped by that. And like if you get clipped by a low shadow in the corner, the amount of damage you lose is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. It's like, I'm sorry, bad. You'll be a lot closer. So let me do this properly, actually. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really bad at timing this. This is gonna take a second. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll try this. Yeah. So you get hit by that. Yeah. Just getting hit by that, that was like 29% of your life for just getting clipped by that low. So this mind game now becomes a lot more dangerous. And you can like steal another turn, walk back one them. You could have safe confirm off your back one in this variation as well, like I said. So that becomes safe. You get a nice amount of damage, so people are mashing in the corner. You get a nice little safety check. And they get hit by it, you get launched. So it's like, oh thanks, idiot. Time to fucking explode your life bar. It's really, really strong. It's very, very strong. Because like I said, the stagger game is too scary. That's too risky to get hit by. Like you explode. If I want to use another bar and meter to get my shadow counter up, I can get it up. Sorry. If I'm gonna, yeah, if you get hit by, just getting hit by, I'll just do a little shadow starter, right? Because you guys get the idea, right? So I'll just do a little shadow starter in the corner. I'm bad. It's like, one, got this. Hey, yeah, okay. Yeah. So he gets 33%, and that's 4 shadow clones that he's added to his counter to start crushing blow you. So that means like if he has the crushing blow ready, and let's say you get hit by like low shadow, like it's kind of a lot of damage. Like that's 40% for just getting clipped by like that, or even like if I'm gonna cash out like here, like that's massive amount of damage. And getting that hit by down 2 in the corner, like he can cash out so nicely in this variation as well. Massive amount of damage. It's really nice. Or he can start adding toward the, you know, shadow counter. Massive amount of damage since you start your throw loop game. Like I said, he can melt you very quickly. He's really cheap in that regard. So like I said, the biggest perks is that like all your footsie tools now become safe. That typically weren't safe before, and you get really nice, solid neutral control. Right? It's really, really nice. But you lose a lot of damage mid-screen. But you want to get them here. Once you get to this position, like it's pretty much game over. So the mix-ups that he gets access to is really strong. And then that's a nice little confirm into what do you call it? His super, which is pretty good, really good damage. 51%. Oh, and on top of that, he also gets access to air teleport. And from the air, even though you don't get a combo from it, it's much faster than on the ground. On the ground, it's 30 frames, but at the peak of the jump, it's like 25 frames. So if you're playing against a character with like a fireball game, you can like jump, like you can like see it and like teleport it on reaction and smoke them, and then like start your grab game and shit, or your shimmy game. So it's really, really strong. Very good character. He just basically he can lane, and like the thing is, once he has the life lead, he can opt to lane you out. And if he's playing against a character that doesn't have better zoning tools than him, he can opt to just lane you out all day. It's really hard to deal with this mind game like all day, because that's 4% of chip, like just off of that. So he'll like start spamming this, and it's like you don't know when he's gonna meter burn it because it jails. So when he's just doing this game plan all day, it's really strong. And when he gets close, he can do that. He can walk up auto shimmy, or like if they're trying to respect you, you can start sneaking in throws, getting your crushing blow ready. You can also meaty off a back throw with low slide too, which is really, really nice as well. So you can like check them like that, and then walk forward and then start doing this. So like I said, this becomes like your 4-2 becomes one of your best moves in this variation, and you kind of space them out, and it's very, very nice. And every single last one of your footsie tools become safe in this variation, do pretty nice damage, and the meterless damage is really strong too. Now we're gonna go to his Dark Sabbath variation, the ones that a lot of Noob Saibot players are more familiar with. So this one's a little bit more like Ryu-esque, like I said. You lose the low shadow, and your footsie tools become a little bit more punishable. You don't really get much mid-screen from this, so you don't find yourself using this string as often as you want to, unlike the other variation. And getting hit by it is like kind of like whatever, right? Because if you get hit by literally anything else in this variation, you explode. So like you get this nice little fireball. It's really quick, really fast. So you can use it to like walk people down to the corner, or you can lane people out if you have the life lead. But generally speaking, you wanna push them toward the corner. This confirms really nice as well. But the biggest thing, like I said, about this variation is specifically this move. His teleport now becomes a launcher. Granted, he loses it in the air. Getting hit by anything in this variation, he has the highest damage in the entire game. So if he standing ones you, like from a 7-frame punish, look how much damage you lose for that. I'm sorry. This is a pretty hard combo. I'll show you some basic ones that you can do. Yeah, I'm trying to do the full optimal one, but it's pretty hard. It's like, Bad. The simple thing to do would be just this, right? That's pretty nice and simple. Even just keeping it simple, that's 35% of your life getting clipped by that. But if you are truly optimal, you can actually land that. And you can actually like, ugh, I'm bad. You can actually land all 3 hits. I know you can whiff. You can like whiff the first part of here and fuck. I'm a lander. I believe in myself. You can like whiff the first part of the standing 1 to make it easier. Like that. You see that? That's 40% of your life off of a standing 1 punish. 7 frames. That's kind of OD. For 1 bar, you lose 40%. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And like I said, even just keeping it simple. Like if you're scared, like you can just keep it nice and simple, right? Just keeping it nice and simple is still 35%, which is still a massive amount of damage for 1 bar. You can keep it nice and simple, like I said, 34%. Yeah, I see a lot of Noob Saibot players do this combo as well. They'll whiff the first hit like that, and then they'll dash up and back 1 as well. Oh, sorry. It is a pretty difficult combo for sure. But if you what do you call it? Land this, the explode. Oh, is it really? Yeah, there's another, apparently there's another simple optimal combo you can do as well as that. Let me see if I can. Oh, I'm sorry guys. I'm really bad with this variation. I usually only use seeing double, but I'm showing you like the benefit of using this variation. So that's 36%. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I'll try this one. I'll try this a couple more times before I give up. Ah! This is hard. Don't blame me too hard in the YouTube comments, okay? Alright, there we go. So yeah, that's still massive amount of damage, but like I said, you can keep it nice and simple. I prefer just doing this. I like to keep it nice and simple. 35% knockdown, really nice, right? The second biggest thing that I want to go over with this variation too is you get a restand that's +5, right? Because of that, that means you can start like doing your throw loop game, right? You get to check them with a throw after that, or you can check them with an auto shimmy like we've been over before. And in this variation, if you get hit by this auto shimmy, like you explode, like straight up, you just explode. Just getting hit by that. Like 32% of your life is just getting hit by that. So like, this character deletes your life bar very quickly in this variation if he like whiff punishes you with any one of his prominent moves, right? Like if he whiff punishes you with that, you explode. If he whiff punishes you with that, or if he punishes you with that, he gets nice massive amount of mid-screen damage. It's kind of crazy. And if you really cash out, like especially if you have your like crushing blows ready. Alright, I fucking landed it and didn't come out. Like especially if you have your crushing blows ready with this character, his shimmy game becomes so much more dangerous because when I land this restand, you'll see how much life you'll lose, right? Restand, I land a throw. Look at that, you lost practically like 70% of your life like instantly, right? Or sorry. Oh my god, I forgot the timing. I used to have when I used to play this variation a long time ago, I used to have the timing down. I'll just do the simple version. Right? Land that, then you hit them with the shimmy. Go for it again, and then you can like sneak in the throw. He becomes really, really cheap when he gets all his crushing blows ready. So once he gets a sneak in and his restand, once you start abusing his power of his restand, he becomes very dangerous. Like the damage output is just like ridiculous. Like getting down 2 crushing blow, the most simple combo in the world, he will fucking delete you. Like watch this. That was like 40% of your life for like the most basic combo in the world. The damage output in this variation is just so laughable. Like, what the fuck is that damage? And then he gets like easy combos, like 60% combos into his fucking fatal blow as well. Like, it's so easy. Like, Like that combo is incredibly easy and does massive amount of damage. Yeah, it's like practically 50, 60%. Don't even get me started with the corner. Like if he has you started in the corner, like oh man. So now this stream becomes a lot more dangerous because he can actually launch you from it in the corner. And on top of all of that, like because he has his teleport extender, you will actually fucking explode. So if he like lands it, like let's say he lands this shit, right? You'll actually explode if I just opt to cash out, right? Oh, bad. Hey. That was massive amount of damage for landing the starter, right? You land standing one, you can do like... That's a lot of fucking damage, as you can see. He can even restand you too if he wants to do that until his fucking throw loops already. He can fucking do the auto shimmy. Massive amount of damage from the auto shimmy. He can restand you. Auto shimmy again. Restand you again. Throw you. Crushing blows ready. And you're dead. It's really, really dumb. The damage output is crazy, but like I said, you give up a lot of your footsie tools being safe. You do get to play a kind of different game with him, a little bit of a different, like, lane game, but this is for people that are confident in their neutral and punishes, to whiff punish him with moves like this, and this, or this, right? Noob Saibot doesn't really like using this move much in this variation, like I said, because he doesn't really get anything from it. He gets, like, no Oki, he can't even land teleport. Like, he gets practically nothing from it, right? He can do that, but it's like whatever, right? He gets like nothing for it. It's pretty like all right with him. It's essentially letting them go for free. While in the other variation, it's kind of nice. And even like landing jump kick, right? It's like okay. You're never gonna like really get what do you call it? You're never gonna really get that into what do you call it? That crushing blow ever. But in the other variation, you will. Oh, can you? Can you actually, this combo work? Somebody's just showing me a combo on stream. Oh, that's kind of hype if it works. Ooh, let me see. Oh, let me see if that works. Ooh, that's just kind of hype. Ooh, oh god, I landed it right there. That's sick. That's actually sick as hell. That was massive amount of damage. What the fuck? What the hell was that damage? That's mad damage. What the hell? Oh my god. What the fuck happened to your life? But yeah, so as you can see that you get high amount of damage, but like I said, you lose safety and neutral control versus the seeing double variation where your 4-2-2-1 now becomes like one of your best footsie tools. Like this now becomes one of your best footsie tools. You still get pretty decent damage. Like it's like you're not. It's not like you're losing a lot, but it is noticeable. You don't get the restands anymore. Like you can restand, but you're zero. You get nothing from that, right? You get your like I said, your footsie tools become safe. This does nice amount of damage too for what the variation does, because you want to keep letting them like when it's shadows. You want them to keep running into that. The meterless damage is really nice too. Like you always accept that you're taking like 25% if you get hit by this. I'm sorry, yeah. If you have that crushing blow already too, like that's 37% that he doesn't really get in the other variation. Yeah, and like I said, you're more more than likely to get that this crushing blow with seeing double. In fact, I recommend that you fish for it. And like landing a jump in 3, you get massive amount of damage. You get more damage mid-screen than in the other variation. But your anti-air combos are pretty standard. What am I looking for? In this variation, we'll do bop. Pretty standard. You can do this as well. Yeah. Get your shadows going. You can go into super. Pretty standard damage. I recommend just doing that. It's pretty simple. Matches the amount of damage. You can land down 2. Yeah. Pretty simple. Versus in the other variation, if you were to get anti-aired, you'll fucking explode. Yeah, so his standing 1, down 4s are all crazy anti-airs. Like if I show you like his down 4, shit is actually fucking wild actually. They jump like that fucking anti-air is OD. You guys have no idea. This shit is like actually mad busted. Like hell yeah, let me do this. Yeah. Yeah. That anti-air is like ridiculous. So in this variation, you can do that. Like I said, you will explode for getting hit by that. So getting anti-aired, like you accept like getting hit by almost anything. If he has a bar and meter, you will fucking explode. It's so crazy. You can go into in this variation, he can get a little bit more. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Zabo. But yeah, in this variation, he can get a little bit more from the anti-air off of that. Go into super, does crazy amount of damage. A. Yeah. But like I said, you commit a lot more with your life bar now. This variation, you're not very safe on a lot of things. Like all your footsie tools, you kind of commit to them. And you don't really get to space people out nicely, unlike the other variation. So I recommend that if you want to give up like 10, 12% on confirms for safety and spacing, you play the other variation. But if you're confident in your neutral to just like melt the opponent when you touch them, like I would play this variation. I personally prefer the space control because I like playing at ranges where I can hit the opponent, but they can't really hit me. Oh yeah, this is a good anti-air too. I'm talk about it's a really nice anti-air. You can do this in both his variations. It's disjointed, so it's really nice. But yeah, I recommend that you play either or because I think this character's mad good. I think he's very strong. Does massive amount of damage, and it's all about like what you want to do. This one's a lot more aggressive. This variation, while the other one's a little bit more lamer. Granted, like I said, they both want to put you in this situation, always. They want to put you in that situation, even the seeing double variation. It doesn't matter. They want to put you in the corner, because that's where they really, really shine. They get massive amount of damage, and like they get their auto shimmies, their throw loops. It's very strong with this character. But yeah, other than that, back two's okay. Forward 4 is okay. It's a nice way to check people who keep mashing. Checking people who like to mash, double down 1 with back 1 is really nice, especially in this variation. Like if I do that, I'm sorry, you've seen people that like to do shit like that. Stop. That's really nice. Like this variation, you straight up can't. You just can't. Like especially like mid screen. Like if you try to mash, you get smoked. So now people have your respect, right? And then once they have your respect, you block them and then you start like throwing them and setting up your crushing blow. So I recommend that you try to fish for a lot of throws with this character, because the faster you get your crushing blows ready, the cheaper he becomes. Because now the threat of his auto shimmy becomes a lot more dangerous. It's a little cheeky mix-up for people that you can fuzzy guard this. It's very easy to, but for people who don't learn how to fuzzy guard it, you can like sneak that in, which is really nice. Those people off their game. And to demonstrate that you can fuzzy it, I'll show you right now. Sorry. No, okay, here, I'll do this. Oh, I'm bad, I'm sorry. Okay. A. And then we'll do A. Okay, so, and we're gonna set the playback to be random, so. Easy fuzzy. You can actually just react to it because it's like 20 frames, so. But for people who are familiar with like Noob Saibot strings, they'll often preemptively like block overhead like instantly, and then like they usually like, come off their overhead like instantly, and they get clipped by that, like just like that. But like if they lab the matchup, yeah, you can just fuzzy it. There's like literally no reason to get hit by this. This is just me fuzzying it. You can or reacting even. Yeah, it's not hard. Yeah, every time if you just lab it, every time. And he's safe. Like that's the nice part though. Is that if he goes low, you're still safe. You can't punish that. Nobody can. Not a single character. I've tested it. Not a single character can punish that. So, yeah, but in general, that's Noob Saibot. His strength is that he has presence everywhere on the screen. He has really strong zoning tools, but he kind of shines a little bit better up close. And then, yeah, he's really good against characters that have really slow projectiles too. Like, for example, Sub-Zero, like, oh, here, let me send him full screen, full screen, right? If you're playing against another character that's trying to zone you out and you're in Fatal Blow territory, literally on reaction to them doing like anything, you can just smoke them. So that's really, really nice as well. He has a full screen Fatal Blow. So like I said, he has presence everywhere on the screen. Uh, Very strong character. He can go for Oki. He can be lame, and I think he's really good. He's just people that want to play multiple different mind games with people and shit. Nice spacing on shit. Nice little mind games. Very strong character. But yeah, that's generally Noob Saibot in a nutshell. He's very strong, and I personally think he's A plus. I'm gonna tell my friend to clip this.